In this video, I'm going to teach you how to play the Beatles classic Drive My Car, all on one guitar. So the melody and the chords, everything all on one guitar. I'll do a quick demo of the song and then we'll get into the lesson. Okay, so before we get started, I want to say there's two things that are a must for this song. The big must is you need to be able to play bar chords, right? And then in addition to the bar chords, you need to be able to bounce your pinky around while you're playing that, because that's how you're going to get some of these melodies. So you need to be able to move your pinky while you're barring, okay? So that's a must. And then the other thing is, I think it's really important if you're raking the strings. It adds a lot of character, and I think it sounds like lyrics. It makes the song a lot more interesting. So again, you need to be able to bar chord, you need to be able to use your pinky, and you should be raking the strings. It sounds a lot better. So with that, let's get into the lesson. Okay, the first part of the verse varies between D and G. It bounces back and forth between D and G. And they're both seventh chords. The D is a D7 suspended. So you're barring at the 5th fret, starting with the A string on the 5th fret with your barred finger, which of course is a D. You're fingering the D string on the 7th fret. The G string is barred at the 5th fret. And the B string is fingered with your pinky on the 8th fret. And then the E string is barred with your finger. Okay? For that first chord, you just hold your finger steady. You don't do any variations. But when you go down to the G, that's a G7th barred. So you're at the 3rd fret barred with your finger. The E string is barred with your finger on the 3rd fret. The A string is fingered at the 5th fret. The D string is barred at the 3rd fret. The G string is fingered at the 4th fret. And then here's where you're going to variate the B string with your pinky. And you're going to play with the E string, which is barred at the 3rd fret, and you're going to bounce between, you're going to have that B string either open or fingered with your pinky on the 6th fret. And that's how you're going to create those melody lines. So you're going to go. Okay, so played together, it goes. And then you can variate how often you play that 6th fret on that B string, because that's going to give you the kind of the sound of words, right? So how I do it is I'll go. To give some variation in the verses, right? So also, as I mentioned before, it gives your playing, it gives the song character if you rake the strings. Okay? So that's the first part of the first verse, is bouncing between the D and the G. Okay? So you play that D to G phrase 3 times. And then you're going to go into the little prelude before the chorus, which is an A over F. And to play that, you play the A string, the 5th string, open A, and you're going to use your first finger to fret the B string and the E string on the 1st fret, right? So that would be, okay? So if I come from the D to the G into that, it's going to sound like this. Okay? And then you're ready to go into the chorus. So the chorus bounces between a B minor fretted on the 7th fret and G 7th on the 3rd fret, just like we played before. But your pinky is going to be pretty busy during the chorus. So the first part, Baby You Can Drive My, is all in the B minor, fretted at the 7th fret. This is a regular B minor bar chord. So 7th fret, E string is barred at the 7th fret. The A and the D string are fretted at the 9th fret. The G is barred at the 7th fret. And then the B string is barred, of course, at the 7th fret, but you're going to fret that once on the 10th fret to get that melody, Baby You Can Drive My. So I'm going to rake across the strings and then fret that B string once on the 10th fret and bounce between the B and the G string to get that melody. So Baby You Can Drive My. And then car is the G 7th. Car. And then, so that's a G 7th bar chord, like we established before in the verse. And it's fully fretted with your pinky on the 6th fret to give it that 7th. Okay? But to do that little piano run, do, 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 you're going to use your pinky on the B string. Okay? So, starting with the barred B string at the 3rd fret, and then using your pinky, fretting at the 5th fret, and then up to the 6th, back down to the 5th, and then open or barred B. Car, car, right? So that's that little piano lick. So putting it all together, okay? And then sometimes, to give it a little variation on that chorus, I will play the E string, which is barred at the 7th fret, right? I'll play that E string sometimes to give it a little variation, make it not so monotonous. It makes it a little more interesting. But that's up to you. I just like to do that. So as you know, the chorus runs through that B to G 3 times, or actually twice, but on the 3rd time, it ends on a open E chord, or a, you know, a cowboy chord, right? Your open E, the A and the B are fretted at the 2nd fret, and your G string is fretted at the 1st fret. It's a cowboy chord, E chord. So again, the chorus goes. Okay, the 3rd time, it doesn't go to the G, it goes to an open E. Okay? Baby, you can drive my car. And then it goes, and baby, I love you. All right? So for that, car, and baby, I love you, you are playing that on the B, or excuse me, the G and the B string. So car, and so open G and B, and then you're going to fret the G at the 2nd string, the B at the 1st fret. So, sorry, excuse me, G at the 2nd fret, B at the 1st fret, and then keeping that G fretted at the 2nd, you're going to hit that B on the 3rd fret, and you can play them both like I'm playing now, or sometimes I'll go just play the B, you know, 1st fret to 3rd fret, and baby I, and then love you is the B string bent at the 5th fret up a quarter, right? A quarter bend. And then back down to the G at the 2nd fret, the B at the 3rd fret, which is a D chord. Okay? And baby, I love you. Okay? And baby, I love you. And then, to end out the chorus, you're just going to go, you're going to be ending on that baby, I love you part on the D chord. And then you're going to go G to A, bar chorded. And baby, I love you. Okay? And then you finish it off with the beeps. And the beeps are your B string and E string. The B string is fretted at the 10th fret, and the E string is fretted at the 8th fret. Beep, 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 right? And you're going to alternate between an open A, 5th string, open A, beep, 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 beep. And then the yeah is both the B string and the E string fretted at the 10th fret. Yeah. Beep, 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 yeah. Okay? And that's it. That is it. And baby, I love you. All right. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. This is just the verse and the chorus with the beeps, right? But you can solo over that and do all kinds of things and variate however you want. But that's the basics of the song, playing the Beatles' Drive My Car all on one guitar. Thanks for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe.